Welcome back, guys, to another video. And in this video, we're going to go through my Suburb watch list back in January of 2025. And I'm going to go through each and every single suburb and show you how well they have performed over the last 8 to 10 months. And this video is to show you how valuable being part of the community is. And I want to show you some of the results that our clients have been able to achieve. And for those of you wondering when's the last time I edited this sheet, you can have a look here on the versions back in February 2nd at 11:58 p.m. So it is my January watch list, even though the title does say December watch list. That was just a mistake on my part when I left it there. But regardless, I want to show you each of these locations, and I'm going to just show you them on SQM Research or on HTag for clear information. And the first one I have here is Albany, and I've got Orano, Lockyer, Centennial Park, and Spencer Park. And these locations have done extremely well over the last 8 to 10 months. And simply if I type in Orano into here, and you can see here that over the past 12 months, it's down about 27% growth. So you're already up quite a lot of money simply by investing back in January. And if you guys didn't know where Albany is, it is down south of Western Australia, quite a bit away from Perth, but it is a location that has done very well over the past 8 to 12 months, and it is still likely to do well because there's just so much market pressure there. Some of these suburbs included Orano, Lockyer, Spencer Park, all throughout this location, a very decent economy, decent population size of about greater than 40,000 people odd, and it has been performing extremely well. What's the next location? The next location is Geraldton, and in Geraldton we have Mount Taracoola, Wandina, Sunset Beach. And if you're wondering where Geraldton is, if you just scroll up of the map, Geraldton is up north of Perth, right in this small location here. It is partly a bit of mining, but there is still a reasonable diversified economy here as well, or that was diversifying. And when you start to look at this location and how well it has performed, all you have to do is simply search up Geraldton 6530, and you can see this location has done about 17% over the last 12 months. So it's been performing extremely well. And you guys would have only known about this if you were part of the private community or subscribe to my YouTube channel when I covered the video. Now, the next location I just put most suburbs because most suburbs at that point of January of 2025 were already exploding in growth. Most people who invested back in 2023 are the ones that mainly reap the benefits of the Perth growth market. Now, I also have a lot of locations like Townsville, Rockhampton, Mackay, and Cairns. A lot of these locations at the time of putting them on the watch list had already grown about 40-50%. So I was pretty specific about which suburbs they should be looking at or clients should be looking at. So if we just search up the suburb of Mundingborough, we can see that over the past 12 months, once again, Townsville has done around 34%. So if you bought a property for around $500,000 to $600,000, you could have made about $150,000 in that last 8 to 10 months, which is a lot of growth for a location. Similarly, if you had a look at Rockhampton on SQM Research, you can see that Rockhampton has also performed very, very well, or decently well, around 11%. If you look at specific suburbs like Frenchville, if it is a different postcode, which it is, you can see that it's done about 10% over the last 12 months and around 18% over the last 3 years per annum. But obviously at that point, Rockhampton was already a hot market, same with Townsville. Now, there was a lot of talk about Gladstone, and for me, Gladstone was very much a location that I didn't consider, or I consider was much more higher risk due to its economic diversity or lack thereof, essentially. But regardless, for those short-term investors who had a very specific strategy, Gladstone had opportunities. And so that was on my watch list. And if you have a look at Gladstone, if I type in a location like Kincora, you can see that Kincora has done about 15% over the last 12 months. So again, a very good location from a capital growth perspective in a short-term perspective. If you want to know the full details about Gladstone, make sure you go check out my first ever video on this YouTube channel, and that will give you all the information about Gladstone. What's some other location that was on the watch list? The other one was Mackay, which is again, was a pretty hot market already at that time. So there's really nothing special about it being on the watch list, but regardless, I still had it on there for clients and the community members to consider. And Mackay has done about 12% growth over the last 12 months. It is still pretty strong in terms of market pressure. Of course, do your own due diligence and make sure it fits your strategy. But Mackay is one of those locations that has performed pretty well. What about Cairns? Cairns was probably one of my more favorite locations across Queensland or North Queensland regional areas. And so all you have to do is search up the area like Edmonton, for example, if I can spell, and you search up Edmonton, you can see it's done about 27% of growth over the last 12 months. So it's performed extremely extremely well. And this is not just Edmonton, you've got a lot of the locations in Cairns that has performed very, very well. For example, this whole south portion of Bentley Park, Edmonton, has performed extremely well. Mount Sheridan, White Rock, they came on the suburb watch list a bit later, but they all performed quite well over the last 8 to 10 months. And you wouldn't have known about these locations if you weren't part of the private community or you didn't ask the right questions. So that just goes to show you that there's a lot of value, because you could have missed out on close to $100,000 worth of growth over the past 12 months or so. These are just the hot markets, right? A lot of the hot markets people already knew about. They were already being talked about in the circles of investor communities. But really what sets us apart from the hot markets is actually the cooler markets that investors didn't know about or were unsure about and weren't sure whether to take a gamble on it or not. But I'm going to show you the results of them. But if you don't understand why I'm showing this to you guys, it's because you should be part of the private community, especially if you're an investor looking to get their feet wet, looking to understand where to buy next, what location to consider, what are the right trade-offs to make sure you purchase the right property in the right location. That is what being part of the community will help you. It's literally $35 a month. It's an absolute no-brainer, and prices are going to be increasing very, very soon. There's over 300 members. So simply by not joining, you are shooting yourself in the foot. If you wait another 8 to 10 months, again, you're going to miss out on the next best locations and miss out on another possibly of $50 to $100,000 worth of growth. And there's over 50 reviews for you guys to go have a read. Don't make the same mistake that you guys made at the start of 2025 and jump at the community, get the help that you need, and get a right strategy to go forward. But let me show you the rest of the cool markets that I was considering 8 to 10 months ago. And one of them was Bendigo. Bendigo was a location I was particularly bullish on because over the past 3 years, Bendigo had no growth. And as we know, Bendigo doesn't stay very quiet for very long. And it's a great regional hub, as I've said many, many times. And when you start to look at some of the locations like California Gully, and I just put that over here, you can see that it's already done about 16% and it's just started its next cycle and will likely continue to do well into 2026. And Bendigo has become an extremely heated market, and I've talked about it many a time. What's another location? Another location was Shepparton. Now, a lot of people were concerned about whether or not to go to Shepparton, and I looked at Shepparton as an opportunity because it offered what a lot of the other locations in regional Queensland offered, which was high yields and low property prices. And Shepparton was one of the locations in Victoria where you could get 5% apart from the Latrobe region, and Shepparton has done pretty well from memory. So if I have a look at Shepparton, it's done about 25% growth over the past 12 months. It's absolutely spiked. That's partly because of owner occupiers, but there's also a lot more BAs in that area buying up property, adding to the competition, adding to the fuel, because it is affordable, because it meets the yield criteria. And that's something me and our team spotted almost 8-10 months ago. In fact, the video that I made on Shepparton was even a year ago. So that was a location that's done very, very well. No, you can't get properties for 300, 400K in that location anymore. It's about $500,000 or more. The other location that was basically alongside Bendigo is Albury. I mean, it's just done extraordinarily well, a very, very well diversified economy, a great regional hub, and it's done another 12% this year and will likely continue to do well over the next foreseeable future into 2026. Is a location I'm quite bullish on as well. So Albury, again, a much cooler market in January. A lot of people didn't pick it, but our team and community members got it. But there's always bad with the good, right? I'm no god, I'm no mystique, I'm just playing the game as I see fit. And Grafton is a location that I had on the watch list 10 months ago, even earlier, that hasn't performed as I expected. So if I just search up Grafton, you can see that Grafton has only done about 1% of the past 12 months, and it really hasn't picked up enough steam, in my opinion. But it is one of those locations that I do believe has great potential. It is a smaller regional town location up past Coffs Harbour. A lot of it does come under a flood zone, but there are those affordable properties closer to that 5% yield. And I do foresee, or I do expect, that once a lot of the other areas like Albury, Tamworth, Dubbo start to grow in value or exceed a certain threshold, Grafton will come back into the picture. But that's a location that didn't perform well out of my suburb watch list. But that's part of the risk of going into cooler markets where the growth isn't as guaranteed, right? You have to remember, 10 months ago, these locations weren't even talked about. Even today, they're not as much talked about. But that's part of the risk of going to a cooler market. What's the next location? The next one I want to talk about is Dubbo. Now, Dubbo has done very, very well. When I search it up on SQM, if I can spell, you can see it's done about 12%. It has done very, very well. It's a location where you can get 4.5 to 5% yields, 5% above for the right property deal. It's hard to find, but it's there. And Dubbo, again, is one of those solid regional location that supplies and supports many little towns around regional New South Wales. It's a great location to consider. It's performed very, very well, and the people who got in early 10 months ago have done very, very well. Right. Palmerston. Now, Palmerston in NT, the areas of Malden, we picked a long time ago because it had huge, huge potentials, very high yields, very low property prices, and no growth over the past 10 years. And you can see over the past 12 months, it's done about 25% odd in growth. And if you don't know where Palmerston City is, Palmerston is south of Darwin. It's like its own little hub, but still relatively close. This location, I have my certain thoughts about this location. I don't think it's suited for a long-term investor, but rather a short-term investor. And honestly, it can be seen as a pump and dump by some means. And you have to be very specific if you want to enter Darwin. You can see my full thoughts in the other video, but it's a location that we picked. We saw it's a high-risk location, but property price under 500K, and it's grown about 25%. And you really can't find properties around this price point anymore there. Guys, and 12 months ago, no one was really talking about Melbourne or Melton. No one. And we saw this location. We saw that it had full of potential. We saw where the money was going, where it was flowing. And we saw that Melbourne, especially North Melbourne at that time, Dallas, Broadmeadows, Meadow Heights, Coolaroo, had great opportunity when no one else believed in it. Everyone thought Melbourne was dead, especially they didn't pick North Melbourne, and we saw some potential in it. And so when you look at Meadow Heights, for example, it's done about 8% in growth over the past 12 months, but really it's done, I would say, probably more. Your property prices at the time 10 months ago was around $500,000 to $550. Now it's minimum 650, close to $650,000 to secure something in Meadow Heights and in North Melbourne. It's a location that's done pretty well. The other location that I was always iffy about, but I still had on the watch list, was Melton. And now Melton has really picked up some steam as well. And so if we have a look at the growth of the past 12 months, we can see that it's done about 16%. So it's done pretty well, even though I didn't like Melton because of a lot of the supply from Melton South. I was always extremely wary about this location. I still put on the suburb watch list because it had good potential for capital growth with some risks as a major caveat. But it's a location that's done well and likely to do well into 2026. Long-term outlook is always a bit uncertain because of all the vacant land and a lot of construction coming in of new housing. But it's a location that we put on there because it had the good data metrics, it had the decent yields at that time, and had cheap properties. And of course, it was a risk because it's a much cooler market, and 10 months ago, it was a much more of a risk. But I hope this video has shown you guys the value of being part of the community. It showed you the suburb watch list 10 months ago now, and 10 months from now, it's going to look very different, and you're probably going to also miss out on $50,000 to $100,000 of growth if you don't take action. Whether it's the community you join, whether you follow my YouTube channel, or whether you follow another YouTuber, it's up to you guys. Just get into the property game today. If you need any help, jump with the community. We will help you out. Till next time, thank you very much.